Scanlon, and I'd like to share with you one of the most exhilarating moments of my life, and that was winning the Worlds in Walk Trot Western Equitation. And as you know, this is horseback riding, so it's one of my greatest passions, and I really think that it's a good source of physical strength, emotional strength, and a really good confidence builder and independence. So when I was growing up, I've been riding since I was 7, and I kind of stopped riding when I was 18, and I had my trainer along with me, Tracy Reynolds, to guide me along the way. And she really was a pushing point in my life, because when my parents couldn't be there because, of work or other obligations with my brother, she was really there to be my second mom, but also, my boot camp trainer to really push me to do my own thing, be my own person, and really take control of a horse, which is obviously a big animal. And, you really have to be a strong person to ride and compete. So my first point is that it takes a lot of physical strength. Now, you may be thinking that the only part that takes physical strength is the riding. However, one of the ways that she really helped us build our strength was doing chores around the barn. Now, many of us, as you know, don't have the amount of money that it takes to ride horses. I was very lucky that my parents were, but one of the things that we could do was go in early, help clean the barn, clean the stalls, carry all the hay bales down from the hay loft, and help feed the horses. Now this was required to be done 2 times a day, and it was a really lot of physical effort, because you had to be carrying wheelbarrows of muck up and down a muck pile, and it was really teaching us to clean the barn and have chores under our belt as well. The second thing that takes a lot of physical strength was brushing, lunging, and tacking up your horse. So the first part in keeping your horse clean is to curry comb him down, brush him down, really get all the dirt out, because if you put tack on him while there's dirt on him, it'll rub him and make him really uncomfortable. So after you brush him down, you want to lunge him. Now you put him on a big long line, and he kind of runs around in a circle around you, and it's really good exercise and gets out all the bucks and kinks so that you don't end up on the floor when you start riding your horse. So it also takes a lot of exercise to do that, because you're kind of running after him, making him go around you, and getting all your kicks out too, in case you're a little excited. So then after that, you want to tack up your horse. And that requires getting all your stuff together, make sure it's safe and clean, because you don't want your horse to get hurt, and you don't want yourself to get hurt as well. So an article from Practical Horseman shows that brushing is not only good for maintaining how your horse looks, but you can also diagnose any injuries to your horse, which is good for before you're riding, because if you ride a horse on an injury, it can be really bad and really accentuate the injury, and then you could end up on the ground with an injury as well. So after you've tacked up, we're ready to ride. So my trainer, Tracy, says that riding a horse takes all of your muscles in proper form to be competitive. So when you want to compete, you really need a lot of skills that you show the judges that you're in control of your horse and that you're in control of your own body, because they do have classes that are judged both on the rider and on the horse. So when you are judged on yourself, they really look at your posture, make sure your butt's tucked in, your heels, your hip, and your shoulders are all in line, and your head's up, your chin's up, your eyes up, and you're smiling, because that's one of the things that they look at. So when I won Worlds, the biggest picture that I remember is my mom took it from the sidelines, and I'm grinning like you can't believe. So the next part is it takes a lot of emotional strength. So as I was going on these different competitions, a lot of times I was going by myself. So I would ride with my trainer along with many of the other girls that rode with me, and we would only have our trainer to base a lot of our emotional strength off of, because she kind of had to be a second mother to both of us, or all of us, and she really taught us how to be independent, because there's a lot of stuff to get ready when you go to a show. So besides the fact that you really want to have an emotional bond with your trainer, you want to have an emotional bond with your horse. So John Lyons is an expert that kind of went to a bunch of our horse shows, and he really showed us how to be, our own horse whisperer, and he kind of told you different ways that you could interact with your horse, because he does have a mind of his own. He is an animal. He is 1,200 or so pounds, and he can really take advantage of you if he wants to. So if you get into the ring and you're having a few problems, he was a really good person to, get tips and tricks from. So also you want to have this bond with your horse because he's really your best friend in the ring. When you go in and do a pattern or you go in to compete, it's just you and him. And also, a lot of times you're competing against your friends in the barn, which kind of stinks because you're competitors, but you're also friends. So when you get into the ring, it's really your horse that's there for you. One of the things that also is important for your emotional strength is to, if you fall, if you mess up, it's not a big deal. Don't cry. My trainer always said, cowgirl up, get back on that horse, go back in and do it again, because the judges don't care that you fell. They want to see the next time that you learned from it. So last, I really gained a lot of independence because, like I said, my parents couldn't always make it, and my trainer has a lot of other girls to take hold of. So when you get to a horse show, you have a lot of stuff to prepare. You have to register, you have to get your number, you have to prepare your horse, and you have to prepare yourself. So, it's really easy for you to get lost in the shuffle when, your trainer has a lot of girls to take care of. So one thing that I really learned was to take care of myself, take care of everything that I had to do, and get into the ring by myself. And also, if you do something wrong, your trainer's going to tell you, but you really need to just buck up and get back in there because, you have a lot of shows during the year, and it's really going to, be good if the judges see that you get back in there with no tears, no problems. So basically, physical strength, emotional strength, and independence are really learned through horseback riding, and I really think I'm a better person for it. And it's also really fun, and I got a pet out of it. So I really think that this would be a good thing. And here's me winning the Worlds, and then here's me later when I was 17. So are you all ready for that?